Hey guys, I'm finally back with another horror story video. So this is what I'm gonna do, just so you guys get an idea, so do not skip this. So there will be a Damian video uploaded every day at noon, at least for the next month, guaranteed, because I already have them already. They're basically already scheduled up until June, almost. I just have more videos to edit and stuff, and I literally have them until early June, and that'll probably continue. So, I'm also going to try to upload horror story videos at any given point. So like today, I upload 2 Damian videos, and I'm going to upload this Mr. Aimer video. So it all depends, like what day I feel like doing a horror story video as well, just because I don't really do many horror stories, and I do not want to wait until I finish all Damian because he has like 360 videos total. That's like literally a year, because if I upload one a day, like I try to, sometimes more, 2, 3, 4 even, but you know, it'll basically take me like 300 days to do, so I'm not going to wait that long. I'm not going to make you guys wait that long for a Mr. Nightmare video. And because also when I checked the poll that I made, like 60-70 votes, a lot for me, to be honest, so a majority said Mr. Nightmare. Jarman was the close behind, so Mr. Nightmare videos are obviously more popular apparently. It seems like on my view count though, it seems like Jarman videos always get more than Mr. Nightmare videos, which is why I started doing them more. And plus I love doing them as it is. Because as much as I love Jarman, I do miss some horror stories, so I want to react to some of these if I can. It's just weird because like they're not animations, so it's just like, it's not actual people, so I'm just like, it's all going to be just talking simply, so yeah. So this one is called 3 Disturbing True Dog Walking Horror Stories by Mr. Nightmare. Again, these will be uploaded randomly. Probably one. If I upload one in a day, that's probably going to be a flat day. Maybe if I'll, you know, I'll try to film one tonight for tomorrow as well, just so you guys can see Mr. Nightmare back to back. Along with Damian, I'll try doing that as well. If you guys want that, I'll try. Like, not every single day for sure, but I'll definitely try reacting to some horror stories as well, just so you guys can see some horror and so I can hear some stories too. Anyways, enough with the talking. If you guys listen to all this, thank you for listening. Just want to get that out there, just so you guys are updated a little bit with what's going on. So, this video is almost 13 minutes long, so it's true dog walking horror stories. I don't have a dog. I have cats. I have a cat right there, and obviously you don't want cats. So, that being said, I obviously haven't had to walk dogs, so I don't have any dog walking horror stories. I don't really have any walking horror stories either, just having a walk, but I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, enough talking, shut up. Let's go, guys. This ought to be good.
I take my dog Hemi for a walk twice a day and let him in the yard once.
Okay.
When I take him for a walk around the neighborhood, I always try to take different routes just to keep it from getting repetitive, not just for me, but for Hemi as well. Oftentimes on the weekends, I take him for longer walks since I have more free time. And I don't have the stress of other work-related things still lingering in my mind.
Yes, sounds good.
On a cloudy, humid Saturday evening, it was one of those times that I decided to take him on a long walk.
Okay.
I'm talking like almost an hour.
With that music, I miss this music.
Neighborhood I wasn't too familiar with.
There we go.
I found a walking trail that was part of the town's huge nature preserve.
Okay.
It was a rather low-key path. There didn't seem to be any other people on it but me. It was a rather narrow path with woods on either side. It wasn't a cement bike path like the other trails in the preserve. Hemi led the way, pulling the leash harder than usual, probably excited by all the new random smells he was picking up. Eventually on the trail, we passed this little square park. It had a swing set and little playground, along with a basketball court, or rather what was once a basketball court, as there were no hoops. I decided to walk in through the little opening, as Hemi was going crazy over something.
It's a person.
I was planning on just sitting on one of the benches facing the playground to take a break because I was getting a little tired.
But the dog?
I sat down, Hemi kept pulling and started barking at something.
You see something.
He'd only really do that when he saw another dog or animal. Sometimes people, but less often. So I entertained it and got up and started giving him slack to run towards whatever he thought he saw.
Okay.
I looked into the woods but couldn't see anything.
Sus.
The closer we got, the more aggressive Hemi got, until he was basically choking himself with the collar, trying to pull me into the woods.
There's definitely something going
a man
on.
from behind a big tree. He was laughing and saying, "Whoa, whoa, he caught me." I told Hemi to calm down and pulled him away from the woods.
So a person behind a tree.
Man. I apologized for my dog and walked away. The way in which he came out from that tree was bizarre. He said, "It's all good, dude," as he seemed to follow in the direction we were walking. Hemi kept looking back and barking. I continued to tug him forward.
He's sus, isn't
Eventually,
he?
I had to turn around and ask if there was something I could help him with, as he even seemed to follow me outside of the park and onto the trail.
Oh no.
He put his arms up in the air and smiled. Then he said he just wants to pet my dog.
Then say that, why you following
Nah,
me?
he doesn't like you, man. We're just gonna walk our own way. He didn't reply, so I turned and continued walking, faster now. Hemi kept turning around and growling, and every time I'd look back, he'd be the same distance away from me, kind of off the trail a bit, half hiding behind the trees like he thought he was being slick. I was about to call back at him to piss off, but then it hit me this guy might be dangerous. I
Probably.
started running down the trail until I came to the little opening we entered from, and exited through that. Back on the streets, Hemi would keep looking back as we ran, but I'd have to tug him to keep running. We ran all the way back to my house without stopping. I actually do cardio regularly, so I wasn't concerned about that guy keeping up.
Okay.
I highly doubted it, especially since Hemi stopped looking back eventually. It was now a couple hours after getting back. Hemi was in his bed, which was right next to mine.
Oh, it's not over
He
yet.
unexpectedly lifted his head to look at the window and growled. At
Uh-oh.
first, I thought it was because of the sound of the rain droplets.
No.
that had just begun
The
to
guy's
hit
outside the window. The guy's outside.
I was thinking about getting up out of bed to close the window, even though I was already comfortable in bed.
The window's open? Oh,
And
you're
it
fucked. You're gonna die.
happened. A voice speaking into the window. A voice I recognized from a few hours ago, asking if I knew why he was in the woods. Hemi started going crazy. I jumped in my skin and turned to the window. I couldn't see his features or face.
Like the guy
I could
said,
see the outline
why am I
of
in the
his body
woods?
at my window.
Why would you ask him?
I yelled, "What do you want?" He calmly asked if I saw what he was doing in the woods. I told him no. And he asked me, "Are you sure?"
What was he
I
doing?
said yes with a tremble in my voice.
What was he
He said
doing?
okay. And I saw the outline of his body move away from the window. Hemi stopped growling after a few moments. I closed the window and latched it. I wouldn't have been able to sleep that night without calling the police. I told them I was followed by someone in the park, and that he came to my window. The dispatcher asked if the man left, and I told her to my knowledge, yes. She said if he were to come back, to call 911 again. She implied it was a busy night since it was a Saturday. I did feel comfort knowing Hemi would give me a warning at least if he were to come back.
Fair.
He didn't end up coming back though, thank God. The man's words, "Did you see what I was doing in the park?" still don't really make sense to me. I wonder if you were implying he was doing something he didn't want others to see.
Clearly.
That he was worried I witnessed it.
Clearly.
That alone would raise even more questions.
Okay, so I don't know, to be honest. Like, what? I'm kind of trying to think. Like, what would he be doing? Because didn't they say that he was behind a tree? I don't think that he was doing anything behind the tree though. But do you see what I was doing in the park? So obviously, always, if you're gonna go in a new area, do not go late. Like, make sure it's earlier in the day. Of course, like, I'm not gonna say don't explore, because like obviously you should explore. Like, you know, it's life. Like, you explore the areas. You know, like, you're not gonna, you know, explore. But just be careful, obviously, with what you're doing, where you're going, and all that good stuff. Just be aware, you know, like, don't, like, be aware of your surroundings, of course. Like, in the daytime, it can be dangerous too. You never know. Sorry, I'm just gonna write down the time, but I paused just so I don't have to. But yeah, so I'll obviously explore. I think you should have. I think the cop should have came anyway, and you should have told them that he said, "Did you see what I did in the woods?" Because obviously he's doing something bad or illegal, potentially something serious. So that he was obviously he just gave himself away. Like, did you really have to go to my house, follow me to my house, and then at night tell me, whisper in my window, "Did you see what I was doing in the woods?" Pardon? No, but obviously you're doing something sus. I'm gonna call the cops now. Like, what? Like, I don't. That's just gonna make him get caught. Because like, if he didn't go to his house, then he wouldn't have called the cops. And then, but of course, he didn't know if he saw. But like, why wouldn't you ask that when they were in person? Why go to your house hours later at nighttime? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I've been talking way too much. Okay, I'm at 4:59. Let's go, guys. Story number 2. Normally I don't pause in between stories, but I'm just gonna start doing that just because so I can explain. But yeah, story 2.
It was a regular night in the summer of 2010.
Okay.
I was
10
taking my
years.
dog Poppy
11
out for
years
a
ago.
nighttime walk.
Jeez.
I usually take the same route. Sometimes I'll stray down one different block. Not always, though.
Yeah, usually you go on the
This
same
one
route,
night,
you know?
I branched off a familiar block to a not-so-familiar one.
Of course.
All that I knew of this block was that there was an abandoned house on the corner.
Sus.
It's known as the Murder House.
Sus!
I've only ever passed it while driving. The first time I saw it, I slowed down just because it's such an eyesore. sticking out like a sore thumb from the rest of the houses. I never could understand why the town wouldn't just tear it down and build
Please
it
tell me it's
more,
not dark out like
especially
it
given
shows
the
here.
house's
Please tell me it's not
history.
nighttime and you're going to a
The
haunted
reason no one
haunted
ever bought
area.
it was because of the murder of a young woman inside, potentially by her boyfriend. He was never to be heard of again. No body, no signs of leaving, nothing. Walking down the block, I saw the house slowly getting closer. I already planned on stopping in front of it to take a look, but Poppy actually stopped before I even did, and just looked at the house.
He
I could
senses
tell
it
by
too.
his ears and his head tilting that he was engaged by something.
He senses it too.
I looked around the neighboring houses, which were spaced out generously.
Is there a ghost?
And our neighborhood has a lot of green, meaning tons of bushes and trees lining the streets.
Okay.
Plus, it was as dark as could get out, and the house was conveniently situated in a gap between the streetlights. It didn't seem like any of the neighbors could possibly be watching me from where I was, so I started walking onto the grass of the property, but Poppy stayed in place. He started to growl and make whimpering type sounds. He was frustrated.
Oh, he
I
knows.
pulled him hard enough, and he started to follow onto the property. He was fixated on a window that was opened. I stepped onto the house-length front wooden deck and walked to the window. Poppy was still making growling and whimpering sounds.
There's something going
I pressed
on.
my face up to the screen of the window. Surprised the window was even left open.
Someone's
I started
inside.
to wonder if maybe someone was still managing this house.
Well, clearly someone's inside. The window's
Whatever
wide
that would
open.
even mean.
Someone snuck
Inside
in.
the house was dark, but not pitch black. I could see the walls to the empty living room, and then the opening in the wall that led to a back room with another window.
Sus.
As I was observing, I heard the sound of something inside the house, like a blunt object hitting the floor.
That's when you
Further
leave.
back in the house, like in that back room. Having my dog with me gave me some kind of weird confidence boost to go through the side of the backyard.
Why?
The backyard was literally huge. The grass was very tall, indicating I was likely wrong about any kind of property management. Only thing in the big yard was an old wooden decrepit-looking shed in the corner.
Do not go
The
inside.
door to it was slightly open.
Do not go
I was
inside.
more curious about looking in through that window. As I looked inside, I couldn't see anything except an empty black room. Probably what was once a mud room. Poppy was looking at the shed, not barking or growling though. He was kind of silent.
Oh, he knows. There's something in
Walked
there.
quietly towards the shed, tugging him
I'm
slowly
calling it.
and
There's a
softly,
dead body in there.
Quiet too. The door was open enough for me to look inside the giant shed. It was not empty. There weren't tools or bicycles or anything. There was just this skinny girl standing in the middle of the otherwise empty shed. I say girl, but I couldn't tell if it was just a girl or a woman.
A skinny girl?
Poppy suddenly went ballistic, barking and making these noises.
Is she tied up or something?
As a dog's version of screaming. He wasn't pulling to go inside of the shed. He was pulling to get away. The girl's head inside the shed turned to the door, and I ran. We ran. Poppy and I ran for 3 straight blocks until I was out of breath. Then we walked the rest of the way back to my house. I went to a house nicknamed Murder House, where a young woman was killed potentially by her boyfriend. And then I witnessed a young woman standing in the middle of that empty shed.
Oh, what's the ghost
I
of
don't know
her?
if I believe it was an apparition, or just some girl by chance trying to explore that abandoned house just like me.
Pause. Again, I don't know why you're going to an abandoned house anyway. It's called Murder House, and you're like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. I'm just gonna go over and get murdered too. Like yeah, you have a dog and stuff. Like, if the dog is trying to stand back and it's just kind of like when you're a dog, like, dogs are smart, obviously. I don't have a dog myself, but I've obviously heard a lot of stories with dogs. So, apparently dogs are smart. So, like, if you hear them growling and, like, sensing stuff, then that's when you sense, oh, maybe there's something going on here. Not, oh, yeah, let's go. Like, yeah, the window's open, it's a murder house, let's just go inside. No, for what? Do you want to die? Is that what you're trying to accomplish here? Do you want to die? Like, okay, I guess, but don't get the dog killed. Like, if you want to die, okay, whatever, but, like, do not get the dog killed. That girl, I feel like it was the ghost of that girl, or it was just some random sus girl, I have no clue. Anyways, I'm at 8:57, let's go. Last story.
I was 10 when my parents let my brothers and I get our first dog. I'm the middle sibling, and it was always my older brother and I's job to walk the dog. Our dog's name was Nyla. Nyla was a golden retriever. My brother would walk her in the afternoon after school, and I would walk her at night.
Okay.
I don't remember anything about what kind of night
At
it
night.
was. Cold, warm, weeknight,
What
weekends,
time at night?
nothing.
That's the question.
All the details
Either way,
I
sus,
remember are
but...
what I'm including in my recounting
So
of this
how old are you?
experience.
He's 10 or you're 10?
I was like halfway through my walk with Nyla. when she looked across the street and her tail started wagging.
Is that
She
the actual
started
dog? It's
barking and
cute.
tugging to go say hi to this dog that was being walked by a man across the street. The man made the decision for the both of us to cross the street and allow our dogs to say hi. His dog was a very tiny, fluffy dog. I think it might have been a Maltese.
Okay.
His dog seemed very timid and like he didn't want to be bothered by Nyla. The man asked my name and I gave it to him, and he told me his name. I don't remember it, honestly. But we got into this long conversation about our dogs.
Okay.
He really seemed to like Nyla, and Nyla kind of liked him. He was telling me how his golden retriever had recently passed away, and he had a bunch of toys and dog supplies that he'd love to give me. I figured, why not? It's my lucky day. He said his house was
lucky
around the
day.
block, so he led the way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to your house.
I was
Great
walking kind
idea.
of next to him, though, as we walked. We were in the street the rest of the way back, but the residential roads are usually quiet. After kind of awkwardly walking back to his house, he let me in first. His house was okay.
I'm not going inside your
nothing
house.
special. He led Nyla and I into the kitchen as he let his dog go run off.
We're
into a
waiting
different
outside.
room.
You can bring your shit.
Yes, we-
Pause. You're gonna bring the toys and shit outside to me. I'm gonna wait outside. I'm not going into your house. I'm not going into your house. Are you on crack? I'm not going into your house. Are you Apparently I'm stupid. I can't talk. Are you stupid? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get killed here? Like, first some guy goes into a murder. Like, I was gonna say first she goes into a murder house, but that was a different story. My bad. But I don't understand what these people are doing. Like, why are you going into someone's house? Like, clearly that's probably a setup just for him to say, you know, come inside my house. You know, I'm gonna give you some toys and treats and no, you're not. You're gonna fucking kill me. Watch. Like, don't trust these people so easily, man. Don't do it. Like, it's a trap. It's literally a trap. If you get killed, it's not my fault. I'm warning you right now, but, you know, the story is already over. It's just being told, so. But what are you doing? Do not go inside. Wait outside.
Have a seat on one of the stools by
No.
the island in the kitchen and asked if
No.
I wanted anything to eat.
No, I don't.
He offered me a bag of chips.
Why does the house look
I
like it has a
accepted
face on it?
He
What?
handed me a bag of some off-brand potato chips.
No.
Then he just sat on the stool next to mine and started petting Nyla.
Uh-huh.
He was awfully close to me, and then he looked down at the bag of chips, I think, as if he were waiting for me to open it.
I'm not eating these.
I put it on the island in front of me. He just sat there petting Nyla, not saying much.
I'm not eating
I
them.
was
You
wondering when he was going to get the dog supplies he promised.
Yeah.
He didn't show any signs of doing that, though. Instead,
Told
he was
you.
asking me personal questions, making awkward small talk with me.
Here we
At one
go.
point, I remember he even patted my knee as if he were my father or something.
Okay, back
I
the fuck
remember
up.
an overwhelming feeling of discomfort suddenly. So I finally asked about the collar, toys, and other supplies he mentioned. He said he'd be right back and go get it. He said it, not them. I remember picking up on that.
It.
He left through one of the two doorways in the kitchen.
Okay, you
I
go
heard him
outside and
stomping
wait now.
downstairs to the basement.
Okay, you wait outside now.
Moments later, I heard him call up to me to come downstairs and check out some of the stuff he wanted to give me.
No.
I got up just to walk over to the basement door,
No.
still deciding if I'd want to go down.
No.
But then Nyla started growling at something behind the open basement door.
See?
I looked. There was someone crouched down in the dark hallway. I didn't really know what to think, but I just left the house in a hurry. I
Excuse
got
me?
home and didn't say anything to my family. I just went to my room the rest of the night, quiet and shooken up. It was the first and only time I ever felt I was about to be targeted for being a young age. My only explanation was there were two men in that house, and the second I'd walk into that basement, the other would have shut the door on me. I didn't tell any of my family about it simply because it made me uncomfortable and honestly slightly embarrassed. Telling the internet anonymously is completely different.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna back this up again because I don't know. I'm just gonna check this. I'm gonna check his age. Her, him, I don't know if it was my brother, he said. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna listen to the front again. I'm not gonna put the thing here, but I'm just gonna listen again. How old was he again?
I was 10 when my parents let my brothers and I get our first dog. I'm the middle sibling, and it was always my older brother and I's job to walk the dog. Our dog's name was Nyla. Nyla was a golden retriever. My brother would walk her in the afternoon after school.
So he's the older one, you're the younger one, and yet the older one is walking him in the afternoon, evening, or morning, whatever, and you, the 10-year-old, is walking him at nighttime. Her at nighttime, sorry. What? Why? 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 What are you doing? Why? Ay, ay, ay. Anyways, why? Okay, so basically the thing of this video, the point of this video, like what to take away from it is obviously that you should be careful. The third story just says don't go into someone's house. You were 10, obviously he was targeted. She was targeted, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl. But he was 10, she was 10, I don't know, someone was 10. So they stupidly went to a house, which they really shouldn't have, because like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You're not going to a stranger's house. I can't judge. I was 11 when I went to a stranger's house. Anyways, that was 10 years ago, a decade ago. Like, I could have died a decade ago because I went just into a stranger's house. He was my neighbor, but still a stranger, so. Stranger danger. A neighbor danger. That rhymes. Neighbor danger. Yeah, neighbor danger. Yeah, okay. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please be sure to like. Be sure to comment down below if you guys did enjoy this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you are new and you haven't done so yet. Be sure to turn on post notifications. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I will still be uploading daily Dharma videos at noon and random Mystery Nightmare videos or horror story videos at any given moment, which no point in time specifically, just I will randomly be uploading them. It could be every day, it could be every second day, it could be every week, I don't know. Like, it just depends when I feel like it. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm just trying to get some horror stories in for you guys as well, because I do not want to do Dharma videos only, because you know, you need some change too. Or you need some variety, so I'm not going to do strictly Dharma. I will try to do some horror stories as well with Dharma. So, that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.